अब फैन ऑफ करो बेटा. Okay, now all of you, please understand importance of NCERT. Okay, we all know that we do have to read NCERT. I think lot many times I have explained that yes, everybody talks about कि भाई NCERT, we do have to read NCERT पढ़ना है, but how? Now whatsoever I am explaining, all of you with respect to sociology, right? Though it is your optional and you need to have in-depth insights on it, right? But same rules would apply for NCERTs of different disciplines such as history, geography, polity, economy, art and culture. So you would see today that I am going to read NCERT with my focus of UPSC Sociology Optional, right? And little you people have understanding that whenever we are reading this book, you may think that it's small paragraph or some definition is given or some different information is given here and there in the boxes, but it has I would say it has immense importance for our UPSC journey. Why? Because you would see that this book is being written by university professors, think tank of our country. It has come to us after having research. What is NCERT full form? You should be knowing this. So research, right? So it is not a regular book which you find in UPSC coaching industry. It's not just notes. They are government textbooks. So even, you know what, you would see that how they are giving entire philosophy of sociology in just 15 to 16 words. Okay? For example, you would see in anthropology NCERT books, they are defining anthropology, and I would say, because I teach two optionals, anthropology and sociology, and I find that anthropology is more unique than sociology, definitely. Sociology is more critical. And the way they are explaining the definition of anthropology, it is like that anthropology is reflecting that how we are cultural diverse, but biologically we belong to one species. And this is the biosocial essence. Similarly, you will find that NCERT and first chapter is very important for all of us, right? I would say this first chapter, Sociology and Society, it's so really important for us because you would see that UPSC have framed in the past direct questions out of it. And sometimes you people think whenever people are reading, let's just say for history, geography, and so on, people are always saying that you are not getting questions from NCERTs in prelims or in mains. No, it is incorrect to think like that. They are creating your base. They're creating your base. And today I would show you that how you have to bring the focus. How you can bring the focus when you can have an active reading. You need to have an active reading, and active reading can only come when you are through with UPSC PYQs patterns, questions. Okay? And how it can be relevant for all of us. And how you can become relevant if you can become greedy. What is greedy in UPSC? How you people can be greedy in reading? When you start planning your preparation, then whatever you are reading and whatever time you are giving, you should make best out of it and more out of it. For example, you are reading today this chapter, you should always think that can I use this content for my essay? Can I also use it for my ethics? Can I use in my interview? Does it have any connection in GS paper 1 or 2 and 3? Because ultimately, these are the subjects These are the papers you have to add it on. Now the problem is you people do not know how to read. And you people think, oh wow, 5 chapters in 5 days, kya 5 hours में complete कर लूंगा. You know, you people think that okay, I'll read class 11th NCERT in a week. This is a majorly, I would say, a thought process of most of the aspirants. This is wrong. You have to see that you need to train your mind, and how you people have to do it, that please think on your own, that you need to learn to be qualitative rather than quantitative. Stop thinking like this, that I have to sit for 26, I have no time, I do not have to, I have to study this and that. Be very calm. ताजमहल कितने टाइम में बना था? लोग कहते हैं 20 साल में. उससे भी आई डू नॉट नो द फैक्ट ईयर्स, बट ऐसे ही कुछ साल है. मैं ये नहीं कह रही हूँ कि 20 साल में आपको आईएएस बनना है, नहीं, बट मैं ये जरूर कह रही हूँ दैट प्लीज हैव कंसाइज करेक्ट. थॉट प्रोसेस हैज टू बी करेक्ट. Stop thinking the time is wasting. मैंने बताया, I have given you several times example. जिन बच्चों का टाइम सबसे ज्यादा वेस्ट होता है ना, वो मार्केट में घूमते नजर आते हैं. Then they are looking for a job in some coaching. क्योंकि उनका टाइम बड़ा वेस्ट हो रहा था क्वालिटी के साथ पढ़ने में. They always say, I have to sit for 26, ma'am. I don't have time. You would be seeing this type of students sitting for prelims every year. And you can see the data. Okay? So we are going to give time to our NCERTs, and this is going to bring building block. It is like a building block for your entire sociology. Okay? And similar thing, you start applying for your other subjects as well. Now, when I am saying that this is very important, sociology and society, right? So, you would see in this particular chapter how we are going to actually comprehend entire sociology. And this particular chapter is, I would say, clearing most of our topic of sociology paper 1, UPSC paper 1, that is sociology. First topic is modernity, social changes and emergence of sociology, then relationship of sociology with other social sciences, then sociology and common sense, right? So all these is definitely there. Now you would see that once we are done with this sociology, class 11th and class 12th, okay, you people are already complete with entire sociology. Then what we have to do, we only have to do advanced understanding. Okay? So from tomorrow onwards, you should have certain things so that you people can just underline and understand. Okay? So let's start this. Since sociology is a critical discipline, the pages which we are going to read and understand, it is always asking you to think. Okay? It is always going to ask you to think. See how they are starting their first paragraph. In the first paragraph, I am going to make underlining everything, and from tomorrow onwards, you Monday onwards, you will can have your own with you the tools, and you can underline on your own. So see here, they are actually forcing you to think. The first statement is like, let us begin with some suggestions that are often made to you young students like you. One advice often made is study hard, you will do well in life. How many of you are getting these suggestions? All of us must have got, right? If you do this subject or set of subjects, you will have a better chance. If you are preparing for UPSC and that to civil services, right? My life ही change हो जाएगी. Huh? People are saying like this to all of us? Fine. Then, third could be as a boy, this does not seem a correct choice of subject. Or as a girl, do you think your choice of subject is a practical one? Your family needs you to get a job soon, so why choose a profession that will take a very long time? You will join your family business. Why do you wish to do this subject? Fine. Let us examine the suggestions. Do you think the first advice contradicts the other three? First advice suggest, and see here the term. Do you think? If you people do not have analytical abilities, when I'm saying analytical, it simply means to think. Anthropology first chapter of class 11 starts with Gandhi experience in Martinsburg with respect to racism, because it is talking about racism. And the philosophy of anthropology, that we all are one. We do have differences, but differences should be appreciated. They are telling this, so philosophy is this. Now the philosophy of sociology is to think. That's why they have started with these two hypothetical statements or paragraphs. Now, if you people are not able to understand why introductory lines is forcing you to think, you are not doing justice to NCERTs. And any teachers who is not doing this, they are not doing justice to teach you NCERTs actually. Why? Because just like UPSC aspirants, civil servant aspirants are in hurry, coaching teachers are also in hurry. Syllabus खत्म करना, दूसरा बैच स्टार्ट करना. It is as simple as this, and I am going to be brutally honest. Right? Now, why I have highlighted this word? Because most of the question in paper 1 and paper 2 in sociology, you would be asking, what do you think? What is your opinion? Critically examine, comment. Because the idea of sociology is to check your critical scientific tempo. Now let's come back to the paragraphs. For the first advice suggests that if you work very hard, you will do very well and get a good job. Is it so? The onus rests upon the individual. I'm doing hard work, I'm working so hard, but then UPSC would say, now there will be no test. We are going to choose only on the basis of personality test. And then this criteria. I'm doing a lot of hard work, but then there is a COVID-19 situation out there. I'm doing a lot of hard work, but then India is facing wars with Pakistan or China or this and that, or with Russia. Now what to do? Is it individual or it is external? You have to think. So the second advice suggests that apart from your individual effort, there is a job market that decides which subject choice may increase or decrease your chances in the job market. So there was, so even today, do I have any engineer here? Oh, sorry, I'm not saying this, but in India, every second person is studying for engineering. Right? Why? Because it has been created. Do engineering, you will get a job. Do engineering, you will get a job. But now it's not a situation. So you people know that how in every corners of India we do have engineering institutes, right? It's now very difficult because क्या हो गया? There was a need in the market of engineers, and then there are lot many institutes now. So it means that we are also choosing the subject which is being market driven. So we all are preparing for civil services. Why not other subjects or why not other professions? It's so very difficult. In lakhs, around 11 lakhs, people fill the form, and only in the end 300 only are going to be an IAS officer. I think I think it's not even 300, it's less than that. 110, sorry. See. So we do have to understand. But why are we doing it? Because it is a prestigious job. So at least if you have cracked this exam, you are, for a day at least, you are on national news. You are a hero, and you are a hero forever for coaching industry. You get rank one, you will see here also. Thank God. Right? Let's come back again. The third and fourth advice complicate the matter even more. It's just not our personal effort or just the job market that makes a difference. Our gender and family or social background also matter. Individual efforts matter a great deal, but do not necessarily define outcomes. As we saw, there are other social factors that play an important role in the final outcome. Here we have only mentioned the job market, the socio-economic background and gender. Can you think of other factors? Who decides what is a good job? Do all societies have similar notions of what is a good job? Is money the criteria? Is respect or social recognition of individual satisfaction? Do culture and social norms have any role to play? The individual student must study hard to do well, but how well does it structure by a whole set of societal factors? The job market is defined by the needs of the economy. You do hard work, you will do this, you will do that. Who is going to decide? In the end, it's all matter. What matter is money. So there's a comedian, very famous comedian I was just hearing his reel. He was saying that all his life his parents used to tell him, why, what are you doing? What are you doing? Joke, you are making your career in as a stand-up comedian and this and that. But soon he started bringing money to his family. So they all say, chalo, tu bhi kar rahe ho, karte raho. It's good. So in the end, it's what matters is money. But then how? It also a huge thing. For example, I am not saying that I do not want to be wealthy. I also want to be wealthy. But how I am getting it? So the notions, how notions is being created, how we are thinking, is it our own thinking pattern or it is given to us by society? So this whole paragraph actually asking you to think. How are we deciding that this is good and this is bad? If I am female, I supposed to walk like this. If I am a single parent, if I am a mother, I have to act like this. Who is going to decide for me? How it is being decided that you become an IAS officer and you'll become the prestigious or intelligent one? Like, you'll get all the esteem in society. How come we always have news where we know that how many civil servants are caught in corruption practices, like in corrupted practices? And how can you decide just clearing an exam will make you intelligent and others as not? Have you ever thought of? Sociology is asking you to think. If we are not thinking, we are not doing justice to sociology. You know what? I have got a lot of experiences where I have seen that there are, including me as well, I have seen that lot many individuals with low academic background do really good in sociology, provided if they have analytical, critical, questioning attitude. You want to do good in sociology optional? Take NCERT seriously. The first page itself forcing you to think. They have not started. Auguste Comte has defined in this century sociology is the scientific study of society. They are not starting with positivism, anti-positivism. They are not talking about Karl Marx, this and that. They are asking you to think. Andrew Bedile in his book, Sociology, if I am not wrong, that how it is so difficult to teach sociology to students. And this is so correct. I don't find any difficulties in teaching to anthropology students, or whenever if I am teaching essay or GS paper 4 or GS paper 1 में history part or Indian society social problems part. For me, it does, I don't take a lot of time. Just in a week, I create the base. But with sociology, I keep on going on and on and on and on. And after getting satisfaction that yes, now everyone is reflecting, then I start teaching. And why do I do that? Because the demand is like this. As Andrew Bedile is a renowned Indian sociologist. So what is the problem in teaching sociology actually? Because you people already have understanding of society. You people are member of society. All this question which I have asked, it is very basic. It is not that we are making a rocket here. I'm simply asking that have you ever got a question like, suggestions like this, do hard work, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे तो होगे खराब, such dialogues, right? मुझे लगता है नहीं, I've never studied, I failed in class 9, class 12 compartment, 9th में मैंने कहा मैं नहीं पढ़ रही. Why? Because I thought that there's inequality, my brothers are getting more privileges, I am not getting. And as I told that I've seen people with sociology background, they're doing really good. They were failure, but now they are doing good. And it's not the only case which I am telling about me. So all of you, why sociology is always in UPSC की अगर मैं बात करूं, क्योंकि आप लोगों को UPSC बोलते ही इंटरेस्ट आ जाता है, राइट? सिविल सर्विसेज की अगर मैं बात करूं तो सोशियोलॉजी इज ऑलवेज इन अ टॉप लिस्ट. क्यों? ऐसा क्या है? सब्जेक्ट बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, राइट? लेकिन ऐसे क्यों? बिकॉज इट इज वेरी मच, it is actually what civil services requires, critical thinking. So when you read sociology, when you read thinkers, when you read perspectives, you automatically become critical. And then it becomes easier for all of you to answer questions with respect to society in general and in Indian society in particular in paper 2. And then you realize, oh, paper 2 में तो मुझे पढ़ना ही नहीं है कुछ. If you have taught by me, Dr. Huma Hassan. Because you'll think, no, you will understand, acha, marriage is this. But if what is marriage? Then you will say, if marriage is between two persons, I mean, hamare time mein to it was between a man and a woman. Now it can be two persons, like, two females, two males, whatsoever. Ghost marriage is also there. So what is marriage? Marriage has diversity. Marriage has certain functions. Live-in relationship can be equated with marriage. UPSC ने ऐसी theme पे question पूछा है in your GS paper 1 and also in your sociology. Marriage as a social institution is now being challenged. Is it a sacred or one? So they are asking you opinion based questions, and you can formulate opinion only if you are having questioning attitude. Is this now clear? Now the purpose of this paragraph which we have so far read, it is about that we have to think what is happening around us. How many of you got clarity on this? Now you people should be making that, okay, this above paragraph is to develop questioning or scientific temper. Okay, now let's move. The needs of the economy are determined by the economic and political policy by the government. So the needs of the economy, whatsoever your economy we need, it is actually determined by economical and, just a moment, political policies. The chances of the individual student are affected both by these broader political and economic measures, as well as by the social background of his family. What does that mean? The needs of the economy are again determined by the economic and political policies pursued by the government. The chances of the individual student are affected both by these broader political and economic measures, as well as by the social background of her or his family. Apply to any competitive exams, IIT, NEET, civil services, okay, anything. IIT, NEET, civil services, apply. We want lot many doctors. Do we have any government oriented initiated exam for selecting doctors? Yeah, these all are government selected exams. No, we need engineers, we need administrators. Now idea, just try to understand. Do you know about current affair and recent news? NEET में what is the, if anyone knows the highest score? 720. कितने लोगों को 720 में एम्स नहीं मिला है? Do you know this? Even you have got the highest marks, there are students who could not get through it, and there are students who have attempted suicide. बहुत सारे students. Now the person who could not clear the exam, the student, whether UPSC, civil services or IIT, NEET, any, is it because of that individual failure? Is it only, see, it is written, individual students are affected both by these broader political and economic measures, as well as the social background or a family. So what have I explained to all of you? ये okay, मैं यहीं पे explain करती हूँ so that I can write. Now I have given example of NEET students, ठीक है? XYZ attempted suicide. Now, according to this line, it is responsible social background. It is responsible by various factors like social background, government policies, political system, and so on. You can see that this happened last year only. It was it was in news that how 720 and they all were sitting in particular center only. एक ही center में थे, उन सबको 720 marks आए थे. It is a failure, government failure only. Governance का failure था ना. And then they said that दोबारा से exam होगा, something like that. It brought chaos to individuals' head, mind, and they attempted suicide like that. So the person who or the student who are attempting suicide, definitely major role played by socialization. So this is what even suicide ka theory given to us by Emile Durkheim, which is a part of our syllabus, will study. So how close you people are with your family, how strong mindset you have will also decide. So if you are not very much close to your family, you think my life, my choice, you might can, say that I want to kill my life. Or you are also going to decide that now what, how will I show my face to my parents? They have invested too much. You know how much coaching fees are, you know how difficult time it is. Because eventually they want, your family wants you to run. Individual actions are shaped by social, political, and economical factors. It means that when we are understanding sociology, it is actually understanding the relationship between individual and society. So what is society? Society is made up of different parts. How many of you do now understand this example? Clear? Right? So you will see this. This gives us preliminary sense of how sociology studies human society. Now this is the example as an interconnected whole. Now wheresoever I am highlighting with blue color, you should also highlight the same in your notes. So when we are understanding any social action, we are not looking from one perspective, we are adding different dimensions on it. And when we are adding different dimensions on it, we are doing holistic study of a society. Right? All of you are understanding? Good, excellent. Now let's move further. How society and the individual interact with each other, that is the matter of our discussion. The problem of choosing subject is the senior secondary school is the source of personal worry for the individual student that this is a broader public issue affecting students. As our collective entity as self-evident. One of the tasks of sociology, please see this, क्योंकि UPSC ने इसमें 20 marks का question पूछा है. For 20 marks. One of the tasks of sociology is to unravel the connection between a personal problem and public issue. Remember, seated means? It means that if I have come to the situation where I'm thinking to kill my life, to kill myself, it's not only my personal choice or personal circumstances, it is also driven by social, economical, and political situations. So one of the tasks, one of the tasks of sociology is to unravel the connection between a personal problem and a public issue. So when next time you people are cursing yourself that you people are not good in answer writing, or you people are not good in speaking good English, or you people are not good in clearing the prelims or reading the question, see the connection. Why can't our government can have coaching from the school itself only? We do have a lot of government lands where we have universities and colleges, right? So every colleges we must bring some free coaching like the Jamia has, but you know, not many students can clear this. We have to make it easy. We can have a curriculum. In our curriculum from the beginning only, school ke time se hi, and college ke time se, let's have classes for CSAT, let's have classes for all these parts. Now it's again a suggestion, it's question. What are we teaching? Do you know the condition of government schools? None of us can't, I do not think so that even the middle class, upper middle class, so chalo, they have a lot of money, but the middle class, they don't have much money, or the lower middle class, they can't think of sending their children to the government school. Can you think? Do you think? मैं नहीं भेज पाऊंगी अपने स्टूडेंट, अपने डॉटर को गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में. क्यों नहीं भेज पाएंगे? वी आर पेइंग टैक्सेस. टैक्स मतलब देखो, वी आर पेइंग टैक्सेस फॉर whom? फॉर अंडारी एंड अंबानी. देखो यही है पार्ट एक्चुअली. आई एम पेइंग टैक्सेस but I can't take the leverages of government school. Condition is so bad. I am paying taxes but I cannot have hospital ka facilities. Conditions are bad. लाइन में लगना है. ना तो अपर क्लास के हो, ना तो उसमें आपको थोड़ी कंफर्ट भी चाहिए, सेफ्टी भी चाहिए. फॉर इट इज फॉर द लोअर क्लासेस, नो, दे डोंट केयर, दे नीड टू जस्ट सर्वाइव. एलिट के पास इतना पैसे, उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. वी मिडिल क्लास, and we middle class actually are the capture, like you know, the whole of entire industry. सबकी आंखें हमारी तरफ ही है. No, they all are making us fool. I'm telling you, reality यही है. Stop buying clothes very heavy, मतलब पैसे वैसे वेस्ट मत करो. Simple life, very simple life. Anyway, we'll get into it when we'll talk about consumerism, when we'll talk about Karl Marx. Whensoever I am saying it, it is actually part of your syllabus. Okay? So we are going to actually see, is it a public issue or a personal problem? So I might think that I can't take a job where I have to come back, like, you know, because since I am living in a Delhi, seriously, I'm telling you, if it is 7, like, you know, if it is down, little down का फेज ना, मुझे डर लगने लगता है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अब मैं घर नहीं पहुंच पाऊंगी if it is so late, like 8, I'm telling 8 p.m. So there is one statement, one thing आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, ignorance is a bliss. How many of you know what is that? What does that mean, Shivang? Ignorance is a bliss का क्या मतलब है? कौन, किसको पता है? तो फिर तुमको अभी पिटाई करूंगी. कोट सुना है क्या? मतलब क्या है इसका फिर? वेरी नाइस. तो मतलब इग्नोरेंस जो है वो आशीर्वाद. अच्छा, क्यों? नो, आई गॉट योर पॉइंट. करेक्ट. मतलब सब कुछ जानना जरूरी नहीं है, ये बात थोड़ा सा मुझे इस पे ऐसी आई. बट इग्नोरेंस इज अ ब्लिस. Let's just imagine like this. Okay, I'm giving an hypothetical situation because you know I'm explaining here personal problem and a public issue. ठीक है? So let's just say that I have traveled from some गोरे का country, कोई भी कंट्री ले लो, नॉर्थ अमेरिका, कुछ भी, यूएस ही ले लो. मतलब यूएस ही ले लेते हैं. नो, यूएस, आई एम अ यूएस person, यूएस citizen. I do not know anything about India, right? All I have, or no, I'm from England. Why US? I'm from England. Okay, so I have come. I'm English, like you know, I'm English because, and I know that my forefather used to be here in India, and they were like, you know, working and doing humiliation to our people. So I have a fancy. I have to go to a place where I will see my dada D, right? So I do not have any understanding, but I know my forefathers used to be in India and they have played a significant role in colonizing us and this and that. Right? Right now, I do not know the condition of India. Okay, I have not read, so I am ignorant. What I am? Ignorant. I have come here. Okay, and now I have come alone, being female, being English and being female. And what I am doing? I am traveling in Haryana. Where? At what time? 11 p.m. And since I know the travel bullet car, मतलब bullet, what is like bike, मुझे बुलेट भी चलानी आती है, तो मैंने बुलेट भी ले रखी है. And now imagine. So since you people are Indians, how many? What would happen? What can happen? अच्छा, यादव जी, क्या होगा उस छोरी के साथ? I wish it's true. छोरी मारी जाएगी. And definitely it is possible. Just forget about Haryana. Go anywhere in the night. UP, any place, any place. Do you know? And I'm not saying like that only. I have a fact. In every minute in India, females are being raped. This is the data. So we know that India is actually not safe. We cannot just romanticize it. We know the fact कि ऐसा नहीं है. We may like India. I also like India. I am totally Indian, right? But she is ignorant. तो तब वो घूम मतलब खुदा उसके साथ था, तो she is safe. वो घूम फिर के आ गई, इंग्लैंड भी चली गई. But when she came back, then she read कि जहां जहां वो घूमी है, वहां वहां ऐसे ऐसे केस हुए हैं. ऑस्ट्रेलियन अभी बहुत सारा ऐसा केस हुआ था. हाँ, that was the case, right? So now she will think, my God, if I would have known this, मैंने कभी नहीं किया होता. So in this way, ignorance is a bliss. कि जब आपको नहीं पता होता है, तो आप कुछ भी करते हो. Right? Now coming back to the situation that why even I, who has 13 years old daughter, I'm not 13-year-old, na? I am myself a mature woman, but I am feeling scared traveling at 8 p.m. in Delhi. Why? Because I am not an ignorant. Because I know the facts. That is why we did have that statement, that ignorance is a bliss. जब आपको पता चल जाएगा ना, क्या रखा है इस दुनिया में, मरना ही है, सब मोह माया है, then you will think, क्या करना ही किया है. When you know, so Indian philosophy is only telling about salvation. That is why हमने अलेक्जेंडर को बोल दिया था, तू कर क्या रहा है, वापस नहीं जा पाया इंडियन सबकॉन्टिनेंट से. Are you understanding this? What am I doing right now with all of you? I am making an active reading. I'm just not reading. I'm telling you the dimensions. And what we people are not doing when we are reading alone, we are not questioning, we are not thinking, we are not imagining. We are reading it just to complete the page. Isn't it? Am I not saying fact? We do not have to do this. We'll read, then we'll think, we process. Right? Now, I have explained to all of you a very important part, जहां पे यूपीएससी ने 20 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन पूछा था. So you always have to see, you always have to make the connection between micro and macro. Okay? So this is very important, and I am writing here. What is micro? Your individual life, let's just say. And what is macro? Society. Okay? So we have already seen that a good job means different things to different societies. The social esteem that a particular kind of job has or does not have an individual depends on the culture. Okay? So you become a I have discussed this with all of you. Radhika Yadav case, tennis player, she was being killed by her own father, and tennis player Iga Swiatek, how she has won the championship and appreciated by her country. ऐसा नहीं है कि इंडिया में appreciate नहीं होगा, but India में भी, you know, how there are females who are being targeted. She was not, supported the way Sania Mirza was supported by her family, and she was coming from a very rich family actually, if you all know, right? But was up middle class or lower middle class, or I do not know, have money or whatsoever, but not that kind of. We just have to see the background. Okay? Now, does it mean the society the individual belongs to? Which society does the individual belong to? Is it neighborhood? Is the community? Is the caste or tribe? Is the profession circle of the parents? Is it the nation? So, second, this chapter therefore looks at how the individual in modern times belongs to more than one society and how societies are unequal. Okay, so we are going to look at all these points. So this chapter introduces sociology as a systematic study of a society. So this we will write in an important line from a philosophical and religious reflection as well as a common sense observation. Okay, and everything which you people can see it here, we will read further. Then again, studying society can be better understood if we look back historically. So how sociology born and grew? Okay, so material development were mainly Western, but with global consequences, right? Now let's come back to our chapter. The sociological imagination. I've just explained to all of you that how we have to do a imagination, right? So we begin with a set of suggestions that drew our attention to how the individual and society are dialectically linked. Dialectic like reciprocally. Okay, so I am linked with each other dialectically. Cyril Mills, now it's a very important point, very important thinker. यही question था. Rests the vision of the sociological imagination precisely in the unraveling of how the personal and public are related. Okay, so again I am marking this in blue, so it means it's important. Okay, now this is asking you to like understand, right? Can you identify what could be the cause for homelessness? Can you just think of that? Different groups in your class can collect information and this and that. Homelessness is just a point which we will highlight. What is homelessness? You don't have home. Okay, that means you are poor. Can you think why people can be poor? How they can be poor? So you may think that he or she is poor because they are not hardworking, right? But yes, there are many people who are lazy. They don't want to work. Don't you see the beggars around? Never give money to them. This kind of beggars, because they can do anything to earn money nowadays. In today's time, earning money is not a difficult for your survival at least. Yes, there was a time initially when we were colonized, but now it is not like that. You can earn daily 100 or 200 rupees. But yes, I'm not saying that, but yes, begging cannot be a choice. Someone who has all the limbs, right? So homelessness, poor, poverty, we do have to read it from different perspectives. Now, the sociological imagination enables us to grasp history and biography and the relation between the two within society. This was the exact line given to us in, I think, 2019 in UPSC, and then it was written Stuart Mills, comment or discuss. Okay, so I have just shown you that how UPSC is asking questions from here. So this is the task and promise Perhaps the most fruitful distinction with which the sociological imagination works is between the personal troubles of the milieu and the public issues of social structure. So personal troubles is your own experiences. Public issue is the culture or the society you belong to. Okay? So trouble occurs within the character of the individual and within the range of his immediate relation with others. So they have to do with himself and with those limited areas of social life. Issues have to do with matter that transit these local environments of the individual and range of his inner life. The fact of the contemporary history or also fact about the success and the failure of individual man and woman. Okay, the facts of the contemporary history. So when a society is industrialized, a peasant becomes a worker, a feudal lord is liquidated or becomes a businessman. When classes rise or fall, a man is employed or unemployed. So when wars happen, an insurance salesman becomes a rocket launcher, clerk, readerman, and on so on. So it means neither the life of an individual nor the history of a society can be understood without understanding both. Now this whole paragraph is just explaining few points. So if a war is, let's just say we have a war, right? Now, if we have a war and economy is shut, now we can't do anything and there is only a small work we can do. So for our survival, we are even going to sell vegetables. So if a structural problem is there, it means that your own biographies, your own history, your individual experiences, or your background will not matter anything. So it you can understand like this that your own efforts and your society both play a significant role. If you are born in, let's just say, if you're born in India, right, and you want to do really good in yoga, do you think it will be difficult for any of us? No, because we are born in the land where it got immersed, right? So it will be easier for us. We will know exact centers. We know that where do we have to go. We'll go Haridwar. We know कहाँ कहाँ जाना है ये सारा मतलब facility हमारे पास ज़्यादा अच्छी होगी. Or take it like this that if you people are if you people have your parents as rank 1 in civil services or bureaucrat, क्या आपके लिए journey difficult होती? No. Because you did have facilities. So it is like that individual success or failure is not only dependent on individual efforts or social background. Society also matters. Do you know that in Canada, with every child, you are getting welfare, like the salary in their accounts. So my one of my known to is in Canada, and she is now having fourth child. And I asked her what happened. No, because no, not in Muslim, so कहते हैं, but she's not Muslim, non-Muslim only. So what happened? Why are you doing this? She was like, okay, I say like I always wanted to have more children in my life. So it's personal choice, right? So they both wanted to have lot many children, both of my known to, and they said that it was not possible in India. When they were planning in colleges, they were looking for a country where they might where they can get a child support, right? And so with every child, they are getting benefit, and she is doing nothing. She is just looking at the kids, and husband is working and this and that. In India, what are we getting? We are not even, and she is also getting diapers, food, and this and that. Everything. Same conditions in India. What will happen? Burden if you are from lower middle class or middle class even. Elite class, so आजकल they don't want to have kids. And no, not even the elite class. Most of the people are not feeling to have marriage or children. Same situation different meanings.
Lot of European countries give like feminine for having kids to increase the population. So in India, so there is a lot of population of.
So that's what I'm saying now. But the condition is not about why are they doing. The condition is the same point, right? So even in Middle East, you will find, right, that they have lot of wealth, so there is no problem. So they are not doing it because they want their country to have more population. So reason can be different. That's what you have to understand. So in Canada, they want to do it because they want to increase, but in US it is not like that. वहाँ पे तो population का problem है, but still they are giving the securities. In Australia also you can say कि Australia में बहुत, but in US, in UK, most in Europe, and no, in the Middle East also. But if you are a Middle East, like proper middle, like so the government is helping them, but they are wealthy like that only. Now in China also they are supporting two child. So here it is not why they are doing. I'm just simply saying one same couples having more kids in developing country will be not appreciated because of their conditions whatsoever it is. In West countries, in some European countries, it is being appreciated. They are the tax saver of their parents. It is simple as this I'm explaining. So it means that the same situation has different meaning in different culture or different place. It is as simple as this. So in India, having more children can be problematic. That's accepted. Maybe in Canada, not. So it means that we cannot have universality. Yes, we can say you go any parts of the world, you will have universality in terms of social institutions. Like you'll go anywhere, you will find marriage, you will find structure of family, you will find some sort of religious beliefs. Is this now clear? Okay, now let's read this. So the Indra Awas Yojana, optionalized from 1999 to 2000, is a major scheme by the Government Ministry of Rural Development and Housing and Urban Development Corporation to construct houses free of cost for the poor and the homeless. Then again, they are asking you to think. Can you think of other issues that show the connection between personal problems and public issues? The homeless couple. Now you can be more critical. Is it actually helping the poor like these couple? So in one of the reels I came through, that one person was actually opposing the XYZ government. I will not say the name, right? And he was saying that how this particular government has launched such scheme like this, and who has allotted the houses. They all were the karyakarta of that political party. And you know this, that I very recently have come to know that if you have political parties, so anyone can give you a that what you call donation, and it can be in crores also, but I do not have to pay tax on it. Let's make a political party then. Dr. Huma Ma'am will be the prime minister. Huh? Who will do? Are we will go to the businessman only na कि काले को सफेद करे सफेद को. What I'm trying to tell you, because see, this is UPSC is asking. Can you think of other issues that show the connection between personal problems and public issues? I just told. Then I can think. They are asking. I can think, no, that I have a political party, I can save the taxes. I can earn the money also. These people can give me taxes. I can also be a rich. Right? And then also about so this is a problem. You people have to think like a bureaucrat. We do not have any problem in schemes. Every year we do see the government is announcing different schemes. But if it is so effective, then why still we are poor, or why still we see homeless couples? Because corruption is not being removed. Lack of fairness, governance, this and that. No clarity. What is happening actually? So Ulrich Beck said, Ulrich Beck is a very famous sociologist. He said that we are living in a risk society. It's in risk. We do not know what is happening. Everyone, it's general. Society means general. So today's time, modern time, we do not know. No, you go to the doctor, and doctor would say that you are having cancer, third stage, fourth stage. So recently, this cricketer Sidhu, his wife was diagnosed with cancer, right? And then he was going through all the modern medicines, and then he also gone through herbal treatments and all. And then he said that now his wife is totally cancer free. And then there are people now who is saying that it's a pseudoscience. You need to go through the chemotherapy and this and that. Who knows what is happening? It's a risk society, by the way. We are living in a risk. We do not know what is happening. Sometimes the scientists say कि Pluto जो है planet है, फिर उसके बाद बोलते नहीं है. This is the critique, major critique in our. It is the syllabus. It is a part of our syllabus. Okay. Now let's understand this particular part. Pluralities and inequalities among societies. What is pluralities and inequalities? Diversities, pluralities, inequalities, differences. So in the contemporary world, we belong in a sense to more than one society. Isn't it true? Yes. We are today in today's time, we are living in a globalized world, right? And when amidst foreigners, reference to our society may mean Indian society, but when amongst fellow Indians, we may use the term our society to denote ethnic community. Like, I belong to Muslim, I belong to Hindu community, I am Jat, I am this, I am that, right? So we have multiple identities. I am Indian, but I am Indian for some foreigners, right? But I can be different. I am having multiple identities. That is what this paragraph is saying. So this diversity makes deciding which society we are talking about, and it is sometimes difficult, okay? But perhaps this difficulty of mapping society is one not confined to sociologists alone, as the comment will show. While reflecting on what to focus on this film, Satyajit Ray ka movie, what should you put in your films? What can you leave out? What do you do? Leave the city behind, this and that. Okay, just read all this to all of you, but it is just simply saying about the diversity. Okay, and so here you will see depiction of the villages. Depiction of the village is romantic. It would be interesting to contrast with a sociologist's account of the Dalit in the village. So Satyajit is like, fantasizing about the village. But as a sociologist, I went to have an ethnographic study on Dalit. So the first time I saw him, he was sitting on the dusty road in front one of the small thatched roof tea shops in the village with his glass and saucer placed conspicuously beside him, a silent signal to the shopkeeper that an untouchable wanted to buy some tea. Muri was a gaunt 40-year-old with battle blackened teeth who wore this long hair swept back. So a quote from Amartya Sen perhaps illustrates well how inequality is central to differences. Some Indians are rich, most are not. Some are very well educated, others are illiterate. Some lead easy luxury life, others toil hard. Okay, some have great opportunities for advancement, other lack them, some are threatened. So it's like diversity. Now it is just showing that you are like, in some of the books, in some of the movies, we are fantasizing the villages. But in reality, when you see, you will see a person who even can't drink or have tea along with others just because of his Dalit identity. Okay, so it means that society have in different manners. We do have in structured inequalities, we have structured inequalities. So this two paragraph, whatever you have read, all you have to write down about that most of the societies, yes, we do have structured inequality. How many of you are getting how you have to read? You can see that so far I have completed 2-3 pages, right? And not even a single line I'm asking you to just copy it out. Yes, there are some important lines which I've just told you that you should read, you make a question. So idea is that when you people are reading a book, don't read just to complete the pages or chapters. Read it to understand. Make some understanding with yourself on it. Make pointers. Think. Okay, read only 5 pages, but read with substance so that it should help all of us. Okay, so what we have learned from so far here, that yes, society do have differences, diversity, but do you think that diversity is the reason for our inequalities? I mean, it's true that I would be a female, you are a male, I can be rich, I can be poor. So diverse differences is real. It is natural. But on the basis of these differences, do you think that we must make such discriminations, such prejudices? I have different culture. I can have different ways of life. I can read. I can read different textbooks, different religious textbook. I can wear in certain manner. Who are any other person to say that this is right or wrong? Now the issue here is that variations, diversity is real, but humans are not appreciating it. And sociology teaches us to uphold diversity. Because we are talking about human society, and society must have stability, peace, coexistence. So Oriental world can coexist with Occidental world. What is Orientalism? Orientalist can say West, right? Orientalism basically refers to the viewpoint of Western towards East. Occidentalism, I have just explained. तो ये भी आपको समझना है सारा कल, I've just, so just what you just have to understand this, that world can be a better place because we are actually dealing with a unique evolutionary product of the world, natural world, humans, Homo sapiens sapiens. We are intelligent beings. We are that intelligent that we have now gone to the planets. Why to destroy it? When we have a critical thinking, when we can examine what is right and what is wrong, why can't we make a peaceful world around us? We can make it only if we can analyze society scientifically. We can do it and make this world better place only if we are critical. We need to ask, why are we doing what? Okay, so this is really very important for all of us. And now you can see hunger kills the world. There are people who are being killed. India is ranked amongst the top 10 obese countries in the world. It is very shameful for us. Why? Because we have just now copied out from West. But now I will ask you a question. And what's starting is that Dalites like to gorge on food that leads to weight-related problems. Now, What is the reason? Apply Sirut Mills. That it's a personal trouble, obesity. ठीक है, that obesity का personal trouble हो गया है. But I would say that it's a public issue. It is because of public. Can you think of it? Can you think of it? And you have to see it from both part. Okay? Because in sociology we do have positivism. Positivism is to understand society with respect to quantitative data. So what a statistic is telling, okay? Then you have qualitative. Okay, you have quantitative, you have qualitative. You need to think on this. So let me just, yeah, tell me anyone.
Don't have a balanced diet. That's why we are getting.
Okay, so how it is a public issue? Why it is a public issue? So is it Indian fault? ये Indians की fault है? किसकी fault है? कैसे?
कॉपी कर रहे हैं ना हम आजकल.
But fault तो Indians की है ना? कहाँ? कैसे है? But how? When did this start? पहले आप लोगों को data देखना चाहिए. See the data when the obesity problem arise. As a sociologist, I think it must have started after 1990. After globalization, when Manmohan model have come up, privatization, and they have allowed McDonald's to enter. They have, I mean, there are people who says के मार देंगे अगर आपने नॉन वेज खाया. Why don't they खत्म क्यों नहीं करते like KFC को? Yeah, they should. If you are saying they have tried, they have not killed, but a small lower middle class person traveling in a train, eating, let's just say whatsoever non-veg, you are killing him because he is powerless. This is the truth. The one thing I really want to change about myself, yes, I want to avoid non-veg. Yes, completely. But yes, it is a part of my culture also. You can't say that Sikhs will not eat, Muslim will not eat, Christian will not eat this. Yes, it can be. But now let's understand what mythologies is saying. We were hunter or gatherers, right? Then we have created religion, rules and regulations, this and that, right? Even some of the Brahmins have come to know that they are eating non-veg. Bali chadhate hain. You are also one of them. Which Brahmin you are? So see, we have created. See, one thing we have to understand that we have created this rules and regulation. I mean, yes, it is good to be vegetarian. Why not? Survive ही तो करना है. क्यों मारे किसी को, जानवरों को? But उसके लिए फिर forest भी रहने दो. Then you have to, you need to bring a forest also, ना? आप forest को तो cut करे ही जा रहे हो, deforestation हो ही जा रहा है. So you need to be very honest in your approach. Let's just talk about this. I would say obesity become a problem when government have introduced this McDonald's and KFCs. They have a problem. They have a huge problem with street vendors ka food. I feel so frustrated whenever I see this app-based, groceries product like Blinkit, Country Delight, this and that, where these vendors will go. It is actually happening what West had done to East. They have ruined, in India, they have ruined our artisans, all these parts, khatam kar diya. अब हमारे पास कोई जॉब नहीं है, क्या करेंगे? जॉब करेंगे. So this gig economy is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Why? Because it is first of all giving you easy money. कर लेना जॉब यार, जॉब पैसा इंपॉर्टेंट है. You will not study. और वैसे भी क्या पढ़ोगे? यूपीएससी का बच्चा यूपीएससी के लिए क्लासेस ढूंढने जाता है, वहां पे पॉन्स आ जाती है, क्योंकि रात का टाइम है, तो अब इन बच्चों को डेविएट कर दो. अगेन कोचिंग इंडस्ट्री को आप ब्लेम करे जा रहे हो, ये है वो है ये है सारी चीजें. यू आर मेकिंग यू नो आपने चेंज कर, यू नो, यस यू हैव टू अडेप्ट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि ऑनलाइन क्लासेस नहीं करना है, अडेप्ट नहीं करेंगे तो खत्म हो जाएंगे. There are brilliant professors and teachers who are not comfortable teaching the way some teachers are teaching, you know, fancy dance वांस करके. फिजिक्स वाला जो था वो डांस करते थे ना, आई थिंक अभी भी करते हैं. मतलब ठीक है, उन्होंने तो बना ली अपनी करोड़ों की कंपनी, बट मैंने नहीं सुना कि हमारे शास्त्र में कभी कोई टीचर इस, ठीक है, अगर वो नृत्य समझा रहे तो वो डांस ही करके समझाएंगे. What is happening? We are selling emotions, right? तो I am not against. अगर मैं अडेप्ट नहीं करती पढ़ाने के लिए तो मैं भी कोच यूनिवर्सिटी में प्रोफेसर होती. अडेप्ट तो करना पड़ेगा अगर फाइट करना भी है तो. बट देन यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू नीड टू थिंक, क्योंकि सोशियोलॉजी आपको थिंक करवा रहा है. हम बोल तो रहे हैं कि इंडियंस की प्रॉब्लम है, लेकिन भाई यू टेल मी, आई वांट टू गो टू द मार्केट, कौन से फूड अवेलेबल है? क्यों नहीं घर के पराठे? People are writing blogs how desi ghee is very dangerous for our health. They are writing the blogs. मतलब माँ के घर के हाथ के पराठे वो खराब है, इनका मैकडोनल्ड बड़ा सही है. और उसमें क्या ऐड करते हैं? अपना आलू टिक्की, इंडिया का टेस्ट. आप यू हैव अ पावर, आई एम इन अ पावर, लाइक लेट्स जस्ट अज्यूम कि मुझे पूरी ऑटोनॉमी के साथ प्राइम मिनिस्टर बना दो आप लोग. सबसे पहला काम फास्ट फूड बंद कर देंगे, ठीक है? नहीं, व्हाई इट इज नॉट? यू हैव टू थिंक व्हाई. क्यों चाइना में आपके कोई अलाउड नहीं है फेसबुक, ट्विटर? वर्ल्ड इज सो कनेक्टेड, व्हाई इट इज नॉट देयर? ठीक है, हम भी अपना बनाएंगे ना घर का पराठा, हम भी बोलेंगे घर के पराठे खाओ. Why can't we have it? Globally it's not possible. वो हमारे दिमाग में डाल दिया गया है क्योंकि हमने कोशिश नहीं करी है एक्चुअली में. If it is creating obesity, which NCERT itself is saying, we have to stop. क्यों बिहार में अल्कोहल नहीं बंद कर दिया गया? I am not saying कि उससे इफेक्ट नहीं है, लोग और भी तरीके से कर रहे होंगे, बट ठीक है, किया तो ना. ऐसे तो आप बोलोगे कि लाइक यू नो इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल. डेमोक्रेसी में जबरदस्ती क्यों नहीं है if it is not good for health? So that's what I am asking. Create a culture, create a Indian culture where we will bring our shastras के खाने के लिए मत जियो, जीने के लिए थोड़ा सा खा लो. See, I am not here debating what. You just understand what I am trying to tell. In our Vedas, it is written, you do meditation. What Gautam Buddha had done. खाना छोड़ दिया था उन्होंने. To control the mind. You cannot control the mind. Physical body आप control नहीं कर सकते अगर आपका mind control में नहीं है. Obesity is a resultant of overeating, no? तो वर्कआउट करना है हमें, वर्कआउट करने के लिए हम जाएं. Why gyms? Why I don't go gym? Do you think that I am unfit? I don't go to gyms. पार्क में जाइए, रनिंग कीजिए, मेडिटेशन कीजिए, एक्सरसाइज कीजिए. जिम, you know, so एक I do not have time. 1 minute is there. I'll tell you one example. You know, few of my sisters, you know, they eat all these junk foods, and then they take a car और फिर वो जिम में जाते हैं। पहले तो खाएंगे बहुत, फिर उसके बाद गाड़ी लेके जिम में जाएंगे, वहां पे भी पैसे देंगे, फिर कहेंगे पैसे बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है। कितनी फी है? 5,000 पर मंथ। सिंपल, पहले तो ईट लेस एंड देयर आर गार्डन तो है ना, डू द रनिंग, 6 महीने में रनिंग करिए, सी योर वेट लॉस। डोंट ईट फालतू का फूड, घर का फूड बनाइए। आई डोंट हैव मेड एट माई होम, मैं घर पे जाती हूँ, खुद खाना बनाती हूँ, अपनी बेटी को खुद खिलाती हूँ। मैं अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकती, आई कैन अफोर्ड। So it is very easy to choose what is convenient for us. तो convenient है, कह देते हैं कि ये गवर्नमेंट ऐसे कैसे करेगी, तो पॉसिबल नहीं है। अगर हम करना चाहेंगे तो हम कर सकते हैं। There are lot many, why are we not creating technologies? हम बनाए ना ऐसी कोई टेक्नोलॉजीज और बाहर दें उनको। Why are we not creating technologies? Why still the think tank of our country is going west? अभी जब डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प ने ये टैरिफ की वजह से फी का हाइक किया था, तो लोग पीपल स्टार्टेड टेलिंग नाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी गुड ना, क्योंकि अब जो ब्रेन है कहीं और नहीं जाएगा। आर यू मैड? जस्ट टू कवर इट अप यू आर सेइंग एनीथिंग। जस्ट टू कवर इट अप वी आर सेइंग ना कि अब तो ऐसा ऐसा होना ही चाहिए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हैव द डेवलपमेंट लाइक दैट। Any educated people, I would say, definitely they do think कि इंडिया में रखा क्या है। If you have such a extreme corruption, ऐसा इंडिया में कोई कमी नहीं है। अंबानी अडानी की लाइफ देख लीजिए आप, right? So deliberately we want some people to be richer. And why? Corruption is at high peak. डेमोक्रेसी की क्या बात कर रहे हो आप? डेमोक्रेसी इज अ मिथ। लोगों को वैल्यूज देनी है, एजुकेशन नहीं, वैल्यूज देनी है, और वो भी इंडियन वैल्यूज, वो भी अर्ली वैदिक फेजेस। जो नया फिलॉसफी बोल रही है, जो वशिष्ठ का फिलॉसफी बोल रही है, जो संख्या फिलॉसफी बोल रही है, योगा नो, you have to give that only. We have to give that only. What do you know about the meaning of Charvaka philosophy? Tell me about that. What it is talking? What? Charvaka philosophy. Charvaka. See, it is not at all like that. It is not at all like that. कि आप सिर्फ पेन लेते रहोगे और मतलब आप सिर्फ प्लेजर लेते रहोगे, तो प्लेजर का डेफिनेशन ही फिलोसफी में अलग है। But what is the definition of pleasure in Charvaka? See that and then come to me. What is sixth Indian school of thought? Nyaya philosophy, what it talks about, not Vedanta. Nyaya philosophy, what it talks about? Nyaya philosophy talk about perception. It is asking you to think rationally, right? Okay, let me just come. Beta, close the door. Don't come like that in the class. न्याया फर्स्ट फिलोसफी न्याया, उसी से आप चारवाका फिलोसफी को ऐड कर लो। न्याया फिलोसफी इज टेकिंग हैव अ लॉजिकल रैशनल थिंकिंग। नाउ इज इट लॉजिकल टू हैव ऑल द मटेरियल प्लेजर? नो, इट इज नॉट। न्याया फिलोसफी इज सेइंग see how you are consuming understanding, perception. First of all, you are going to observe pratiksha from first form. You are going to see something, right? Now when you have seen it, you need to inferences. अनुमान बाद में आएगा, अब आप inferences करोगे। How you will inferences? When you do comparison, and when you do comparison, then you do testimonial, then you will speak. So first of all, you have to think what is happening. You need to observe, and then you need to make the conclusions. How you will make the conclusion? With comparison. Then Vashishka philosophy, it is talking about atomistic. atomistic. That when you will see there are paths, but in Vashishka philosophy, we are not questioning that there is no God. We are saying कि God है. Then it is about matter. It is about primordial matter and which you can't see, soul. Then you have Sankhya philosophy, then you have Yoga philosophy, then you have Mimamsa and Vedanta. What you are talking about is something else. We do have lot many philosophies. But what are the philosophies, 6 Indian philosophy which we all understand, which was given to us by Gautama, Kannada, Patanjali, right? So there are various philosophy, बहुत सारी philosophy, बहुत सारी चीजें कहती है. So that is why we have sociology, na? That is why we need to have sociology. Why we need to have sociology? Because philosophy is not proving. But ultimately, if you will be Indian and early Vedic philosophy, and you need to apply also your scientific analysis. There is no problem in being wealthy, but you need to apply common sense, scientific understanding. You are 3 persons in a family. You want to have garage, you want to have full cars. It's not making sense. It is not good for. You need to apply Immanuel Kant categorical imperative. We can only have those things which we can make it universal and which is possible. So let's just now conclude. Yes, we do have to think, but we have to think in a scientific manner. We cannot have debates like this. It's not possible. If you are saying that no, it's not possible, tell me the facts why it is not possible. If you are saying it's possible, tell me the facts why it is not possible. This is where sociology comes. It controls your emotions, it controls your prejudices, thoughts. Question is simple. Let's come back to obesity. Is obesity good or not? No. Should we end it or not? Yes, we have to end it. Government should take reasons or not? Yes. They cannot say just because we are living in a global world, we will encourage such things. You are selling cigarette and just because you are having taxes, good amount, आपने cigarette का positive, it is injurious. Does 13 years old or someone who do not have father or parents to look after, or we know that we are developing and we do have such a high rate का poverty, उसको तो पता ही नहीं है, वो तो अपने सर्वाइवल पे जा रहा है. will he think कि नहीं क्योंकि इस सिगरेट के ऊपर लिखा है कैंसरस हो जाएगा, तो I will not have it. That was the case of Nirbhaya rape, where it was said that he is juvenile and people came to protect him also. Why? Because he is coming from a class where whensoever he must have grown up and he must have asking. I mean, though I personally feel that yes, I'm coming. Personally, I feel that it was wrong. Definitely, you are 17 years old. You should know that it is wrong. Common sense tells you it's wrong. But yes, possibility is very much true that he must not have got any values while he was bringing up. Because all he had to look for is survival. You go and look at the slum areas. वहां पे बच्चा अगर गलती से बोल दे that he wants a milk, he gets a slap. And our children, we get happy. So we can't ignore this fact. So we know that we are a developing country. We don't have much of money. We don't have good schools. Why can't we stop these toxic elements? Why? आपको profit चाहिए. You have lot many other things. You are not developing anything. You are not letting anyone developing because you are corrupting thoughts. Anyway, chalo. So we have got one reading on this. We'll complete our rest of the reading on this NCERT. But how you people have to make the notes? Just think on these lines. Because notes are already there in your PPTs. Chalo, thank you. We do have next class. Kanesh, you please stop.